Hi guys, thanks for joining me. This week is the Feast of Our Lady of Sorrows, and September as a month is devoted to reflecting on the 7 sorrows of Mary. It's an ancient tradition to reflect on these sorrows, and it's a really powerful way for us to consider the world around us and how we journey through it. So as we start this new year, let's consider what those 7 sorrows are and how we can reflect on them in our own lives today. So, the 7 sorrows of Mary are a way of reflecting on the life of Mary, considering our own life and how it impacts the world around us. We learn to suffer as Mary did. We recognize that suffering exists in our own lives and in the world around us, and we recognize as a result the need for us to serve others. So it's a really powerful way for us to reflect on how we can be better disciples, how we can better respond to the call of Jesus. Pope John Paul II said, "From Mary we learn to surrender to God's will in all things. From Mary we learn to trust, even when all hope seems gone. From Mary we learn to love Christ, her Son, the Son of God." So there are 7 sorrows that occur throughout Mary's life, and they're all rooted in Scripture, and we're encouraged to read the Scripture, to reflect on the Scripture, and then to pray a Hail Mary to ask Mary to unite her prayers with ours. And we've produced a little guide, and your form tutors have got a copy of that, and it's also going to be on Instagram. So the 7 sorrows begin with the prophecy of Simeon. Simeon, who prophesied that Jesus would be great, but also the challenges that would happen in Jesus' life. This would have brought Mary uncertainty. She wouldn't have known what was coming or what was about to happen in her life. She wanted her child to grow up happy, and yet here was someone saying there would be challenges, difficulties amongst all of the greatness. We know that there are moments of uncertainty and doubt in our own lives, and we're called to support others when they feel uncertain and when they doubt things. The second moment was when Jesus and his family had to flee. Mary had to take her newborn child and flee to Egypt to escape persecution. We think about the times when we might have had to escape things or run away. And we think particularly about those people who have to flee their homes, perhaps because of war or conflict. How do we support and love refugees in the world today? Thirdly, we think about when Mary lost the young child Jesus in the temple. She didn't know where he was or whether he was safe. We think about moments when we feel lost and afraid. Maybe when we lose other people, lose loved ones, or relationships fall apart. How do we support others when they feel lost? And then we move forward to when Jesus was condemned. Mary knew that her son was going to die. She would have felt terrible. How do we support those who feel condemned? When have we been judged or persecuted for who we are? Mary then saw Jesus crucified. She lost someone close to her, someone who she loved. How do we deal when we lose people? How do we support other people through their own loss and grief? In the scriptures, we hear that Jesus was taken down from the cross. Mary would have held her son just as she did when he was born, except now he was dead. She would have felt defeated, broken. Have we ever felt like that? Do we know other people who feel defeated, as if they can't go on? How do we support them? And finally, Jesus is buried. Jesus was this great hope. Mary had been told that he would be great, and yet now he was gone. Once again, she would probably have felt helpless, afraid, lost. Where does her life go from here? Maybe there are moments when we felt like that. Maybe there are moments when other people have felt like that. How do we support and love them through that? So those are the 7 sorrows. And as the word suggests, they're not the cheeriest of things to reflect on. But the remarkable thing through all of those sorrows is that Mary never lost faith. Mary's faith never wavers throughout all of those difficulties and challenges. She continues to trust God. And we're encouraged to take heart from Mary's example. Through all of the difficulties and challenges in our own life, maybe some of those things really strike home for you. We're called to be inspired by Mary to never lose faith, to always trust God, to always know that He has a great plan for us and that He will ultimately lead us to safety, joy, and happiness. So as we reflect on the sorrows of Mary, and I encourage you to pray that this month, think about how Jesus strengthens you. Think about how Jesus is alongside you through those difficult moments. And as we begin this new school year, know with hope that Jesus is there for you, and be inspired by Mary to always be strong, even when life seems beyond difficult. So I hope you find this prayer as powerful as I do. These moments in Mary's life to be sources of great inspiration, even in great difficulty. And I hope that when you pray it, you find strength and faith. I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.